Avodah Zarah, Perek Yishma'el, Daf Nun Hey, sponsored the Refuah Shlema for Chana Bas Sharon. We begin with a Mishnah. This Mishnah, beginning on Daf Nun Dalid, Amud Beis, is a discourse of our sages and Gentile philosophers why Hashem allows idols to exist. Question: since Hashem does not want mankind to worship idols, why not nullify them? The answer: it would mean destroying the world, since they worship heavenly bodies necessary to sustain life on earth. Although the natural order persists, their worshippers will be judged in the future. Question: nullify those not necessary to sustain life. The answer: idolaters would argue, being true gods, they cannot be destroyed. Question: why does Hashem punish worshippers and not the idols? He should be an Eish Ochla Kel Kana to those who cause them to stray. The answer: a son who named his dog the name of his father, the king. It is the son, not the dog, who dishonored his father. Question: how did Rabbi Gamliel compare an idol to a dog when a city, except the idolatrous shrine, burned down? The answer: Rabbi Gamliel answered by an analogy. A province rebels against the king. He wages war against the living by destroying them and their property, not the dead. Similarly, Hashem destroys the living worshippers, not the dead idols. Question: Torah refers to Hashem as a Kel Kana. How can he be jealous of one he declares is nothing? The answer: it is like a man whose second wife is less than his first. She is not jealous, but resentful. Similarly, Hashem is resentful to those who replace him with idols. Question: Zunin asked Rabbi Akiva, idols have no power, yet they heal people miraculously of their illnesses. The answer: Rabbi Akiva explained, all illness is designated for a specific time, cured by a certain doctor with certain medication. If one ill, instead of repenting, enters a place of idol worship, his illness is cured at its designated time, misleading him to believe it was the idol. The Torah describes illness, chaloyim royim v'nem monim, bad but faithful, come and go in their designated time. Similarly, Rabbi Yehuda explains, Hashem brought rain for followers of an idol. A verse states, Asher cholak Hashem elokecha l'chol ha'amim. Hashem caused the nations to slip. Another verse states, Im laletzim yolitz. If one gravitates to cynics, nothing will prevent his cynicism. One who chooses defilement, the door is open. Now we move on to a Mishnah. This Mishnah defines at what point grape juice is wine susceptible to becoming yayin nesach. After treading, a non-Jew can move the pressed grapes from the basin to a mound where they continue to drain. The grape juice in the treading basin is not a finished product until it reaches the cistern. Touched in the cistern, it becomes yayin nesach. Whatever remains in the basin is not prohibited. A qualification. Rav Huna explains the Mishnah's case where, number one, the drain from the treading basin to the cistern is plugged. Number two, the treading basin is filled with grapes, so the juice cannot flow freely, even when he removes grapes from the basin to the mound. However, if the juice flows freely in the treading basin, it is susceptible to becoming yayin nesach. Number three, when the Mishnah states it cannot become nesach until it descends into the cistern, it means when the treading basin is full. It cannot become nesach until it is unplugged and begins to flow into the cistern. Once it leaves the basin, even unstrained, it can become nesach. Question: can a Jew work for a non-Jew in his wine press? There are two considerations. He cannot earn a wage from something prohibited benefit. Secondly, asur ligrom tumah l'chulin be'eretz Yisrael. Many Jews were careful to eat even chulin betara. The sages wanted to facilitate this. They prohibited intentional tumah contamination of chulin. The answer: the Mishnah states it is permissible to tread with him the juice, not wine, in the basin. Number two, so long as the non-Jew begins treading alone, the grapes are already contaminated, the Jew can continue with him. However, he cannot harvest them. It includes pouring them in the treading basin where the non-Jew will contaminate them. Working for a Jew who presses wine in a state of tumah in violation of the rabbinic decree. A Jew is not permitted to harvest or tread his grapes, but he is permitted to transport barrels to and from the winepress. Messiah lidei avera applies to the sinful act. The wine, after processing, is permitted for consumption. Similarly, one is prohibited to assist a kneader who kneads and shapes dough in a state of tumah, but he may assist him in the transport of the doughs to the baker. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor. Thank you.